I'm Vanessa Sullivan from Great Clapton Junior School in Essex.
I'm Andrea from Brynleys High School in Cheshire.
And today we've been talking a lot about unplugged computing because we know that's a massive emphasis now in the new curriculum. And obviously Andrea and I come from different education backgrounds, but one thing we have noticed is that there are a lot of similarities between the unplugged activities and the learning that we can do at both of our levels. And also I think I am quite surprised actually at the starting level, because in my head secondary seems so long away, you know, so far off, the gap between our learning, even though I'm a Year 6 teacher predominantly. But actually when you were talking about your experiences of teaching unplugged, it seems that they're very similar.
They're very similar. For example, some of the unplugged activities that we do are often getting the students to pretend that they're robots, giving them instructions to get around the classroom, getting them from A to B, which again you could use in the primary, not just in secondary, but it's about getting them to think about algorithms, doing things in logical order, in sequences, talking about repetition, and getting them to use the terminology.
Yes, and actually the terminology is one of the biggest obstacles, I think, because a lot of our teachers, having spoken to them about their experiences of controlling and programming, the terminology is something that they fear in a way until they actually realise what it is. It's not as complicated as they realise, and we are already teaching it in so many other subjects. So for example, a lot of our literacy and English units are based on instructional writing, and that is very heavily related to algorithms. So again, they've already done it without even realising. So I don't know again if there's many opportunities for you.
Again, with like things like recipes and food, you can break that down into simple steps and instructions. So again, it's thinking about the fact that it's an algorithm, and again just using the terminology so that the students then relate what an algorithm actually is.
Yeah, and also again, maths is a really good opportunity because we use it a lot when we're talking about angles and shapes and drawing of shapes, and if we're creating them ourselves. So I was explaining that a Year 3 colleague of mine, that she could use her maths knowledge, and they haven't yet talked about 90-degree turns, but I know it's something they'll be doing soon, so they can make the link between maths and using Scratch programming, for example.
And again also Logo as well,
oh, and
which
Logo,
is a simple program, but again it makes the students think about degrees inside and also outside, so the exterior angles as well when they're creating shapes.
Oh right, okay, so exterior angles, getting a little bit beyond you. I won't mention that to my Year 3 colleague, but again, so we've tried using Logo before, but I'm right thinking you have to have very exact language, don't you?
You do, but it is quite simple. So again, you could give them the command words. Yeah. So you could again, do it unplugged.
Yeah.
You could do an unplugged version first, or you could get a student to draw the shape. So draw a line, I don't know, horizontal or vertical. You don't even have to say how long. You could just do it for so many squares. So if you've got squared paper, do 2 squares forward, 2 squares right, 2 squares back, 2 squares left, you've got a square. So again, you can start off with like Key Stage 1, doing it very simple like that, and then build it up to obviously, years 4 and 5, maybe getting them on Logo. And then if you've got able Year 6s, you could then take it through to Scratch.
Okay, so I might suggest that to her and see what she says.